He thought the ring secured him. The voicemail destroyed him. I stood up, tapping my champagne flute with a silver fork until the crystal chimed like a warning bell cutting through the low hum of the rehearsal dinner. Brad looked up at me from the seat next to mine, his eyes full of that fake, glossy adoration he'd perfected over the last 3 years, having absolutely no idea that in exactly 60 seconds, my father was going to break his nose. The room went quiet. It was a heavy, expensive silence. We were in the private wine cellar of Giovanni's, the kind of place where the air smells like old oak and truffle oil and the waiters wear white gloves to pour water. My mother was beaming at me from across the table, her hands clasped under her chin. My father, the man paying for this entire circus, was leaning back in his chair, looking at Brad like he was the son he never had. I gripped the microphone. My hand wasn't shaking. I thought it would be, but it was steady as a rock. It turns out that when your heart actually shatters, it doesn't make you tremble, it makes you cold. It freezes your veins until you are nothing but a walking, talking block of ice. I'd like to say a few words, I said, my voice echoing slightly off the vaulted brick ceiling. Go ahead, babe, Brad whispered, reaching out to squeeze my free hand. His palm was warm. It made my skin crawl. I didn't pull away, though. I let him touch me. I wanted him to feel safe. I wanted him to never see the train coming. Usually, I continued, looking out at the 40 faces of our closest family and wedding party. The bride saves her vows for the altar. But something happened last night that inspired me. Something that gave me such clarity. I just couldn't wait until tomorrow to share it with all of you. Especially you, Brad. Brad smiled, that charming, lopsided grin that had won me over at a coffee shop 3 years ago. He raised his glass to me. I love you, Sarah. I know, I said. You say that a lot. But actions speak louder than words, don't they? Or in this case, voicemails speak louder than words. I pulled my phone out of my clutch. I saw Brad's smile falter. Just a fraction. A tiny crack in the porcelain mask. He recognized the phone. He recognized the cable I was currently plugging into the restaurant's audio system, which I had arranged with the maitre d' 20 minutes ago under the guise of playing a sentimental slideshow. For those who don't know, I said, my voice hardening, losing the sweet bride veneer. Brad had his bachelor party last night. He told me it was a low-key poker night. Just the boys. Just some beers and cards. I looked at his best man, Jason, who was suddenly looking very interested in his tablecloth. At 2:14 a.m., I said, looking at the timestamp on the screen, Brad called me. He didn't mean to. It was a butt dial. And since he didn't hang up, it went to voicemail. It recorded for 5 minutes and 43 seconds. Brad started to stand up. Sarah, wait. I can explain. We were drunk. Guys talk trash. Sit down. I snapped. It wasn't a request. It was a command. You haven't heard your vows yet. I hit play. The sound of thump 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 bass filled the room, followed by the clinking of glasses. Then, Brad's voice boomed through the high-end speakers, crisp, loud, and undeniable. Dude, pour me another one. I need to be wasted to get through this weekend. The room gasped. My mother's hand flew to her mouth. On the recording, Jason's voice laughed. Come on, man. She's not that bad. She's nice. Nice? Brad's recorded voice scoffed. It was a cruel, sneering sound I had never heard him use before. She's vanilla, bro. She's the human equivalent of beige paint. I have to drink 3 scotches just to listen to her talk about her nonprofit work. It's exhausting pretending to care. I watched Brad's face drain of color. He looked like a ghost. He looked at my father, then back at me. Sarah, stop, he hissed, reaching for the phone. Turn it off. Everyone, I was drunk. I didn't mean. I pulled the phone away. I'm not done. The recording continued. So why marry her? Another voice asked. If she's that boring, why lock it down? Before I tell you what Brad said next in voicemail and what my father did next, you need to understand the level of deception Brad had achieved. He hadn't just fooled me. He had fooled everyone. What happens in the next 3 minutes isn't just a breakup. It's a dismantling. By the time the security guards rush in, the wedding cake won't be the only thing in pieces on the floor. To watch full version here, kindly click here.